I sat down with a JAWS user today to go over some of the features within SILTracker and navigating with JAWS. A couple things that we found that are working is using the insert F7 key. That actually brings up a dialog box, which is the top navigation bars. So if I choose like General Services and I hit Enter, that actually opens up the General Services. So that was the insert F7. And then just enter. Another thing that's working is insert F6. So if I do insert F6, that one brings up a dialog box which has the heading of the page. So that was an insert F6. Another one that is working is insert F5. Insert F5. That brings up all of the different fields on the page, including buttons. And if you want to go directly to one of the fields, for example, birth date, you'd hit enter, and it goes right to that field on that page. We do run into a problem with that feature when we're dealing with pop-ups. So for example, the General Services tab, if you do New General Service, it's just a pop-up. So if I did a insert F5 on this, it sees all of the fields that are on this pop-up plus everything behind it. So I think ideally we would need to have this fill up the entire screen or this just disappear. I'm not quite sure. But there again, if you arrow down and you hit enter, it takes you right to that field. So that is working. One thing they were also struggling on was tables. So for example, using the insert control T function. So if I do insert control T, it brings up the different tables. But if I wanted to actually click on it and get right to where that table is, if I try like this one or this one, if I hit enter, it takes me up to the very first salutation field. But if I do insert control T and I choose, for instance, language primary, English, German 2x4, if I hit enter, I thought before it took me to the phone type. Let's try that again. So insert control T. I'm going to try this German one. It's not highlighting it now. Oh, there we go. I just tapped twice and it took me over there. So let's try it one more time. So insert control T. Say I want to get to language. Let's try this. That actually went right to the phone type, so it's a little bit different. Let me choose, if I'm in here already, just for instance, and I do insert control T, and I choose disability, this one. It does go there, so it's like if it's not focused on already. For example, if somebody came into this and they wanted to get right to the phone number grid to find the phone number, instead of tabbing through all of these fields to get the phone number, they would use the insert control T, pick the grid that they want. If I hit tab, yeah, I'm not quite sure why it went way up there. So that's something that's not quite working.